Fun fact, among the 68 college football programs that compete at the Power 4 level, meaning ACC, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, plus Notre Dame, only 5 programs have failed to put a single season of 10 or more victories together within the past 20 years. Those 5 are Vanderbilt, Purdue, Virginia, NC State, and Maryland. Some college football programs crank out 10-win seasons routinely. Others do it rarely. For example, in our neighborhood, the most recent examples include Coach David Cutcliffe leading Duke to a 10-4 campaign in 2013, Coach Larry Fedora leading UNC to an 11-3 record in 2015, and Coach Dave Clawson leading Wake Forest to an 11-3 campaign in 2021. Only 5 schools, again, have failed to get to the 10-win threshold even one time in the past 20 years. The Commodores, the Boilermakers, the Cavaliers, the Wolfpack, and the Terrapins. So why bring this fact up now? And what's so fun about it? Well, 2 of the 5 programs on that dreaded list have here in November a very realistic chance to remove themselves from that list. 5th-year Vanderbilt coach Clark Lee has the Commodores 7-2 with at least 4 games left to play, meaning 3 in the regular season and at least 1 in the postseason. Vandy, which is the only Power 4 program that has never reached the 10-win mark in a single season, will be favored in its next 2 games, both at home against Auburn and Kentucky. So the Commodores could be 9-2 as they head to Tennessee for their traditional regular season finale. At that point, either a win over the Volunteers or a single victory in the postseason would finally get the Commodores to this particular promised land. Meanwhile, Virginia is 8-1 with at least 4 games left to play, and the Cavaliers are favored both this week as they host Wake Forest and when they host arch rival Virginia Tech in the regular season finale. The Wahoos do have a difficult trip to Duke in between those games, but there's at least a possibility that UVA could reach the 10-win mark this season even before they face some likely difficult postseason opponents, perhaps in the ACC title game or in a bowl game, or who knows, maybe even in the college football playoff. If the Commodores and the Cavaliers both make it to 10 or more wins this season, that would leave only Purdue, NC State, and Maryland as the only 3 schools with 20-plus year droughts in this 10-win season category. Now on to some shout-outs, which this week are designed to celebrate those coaches and teams that have put themselves in position here in November to make at least a run at a conference championship. Shout out to second-year Duke head coach Manny Diaz and the Blue Devils. Diaz and offensive coordinator Jonathan Brewer have cultivated one of the best offenses in the ACC and one of the most entertaining attacks in all of college football, while putting the Blue Devils, who are 4-1 in the ACC, in position to make a run at the ACC championship game. Those coaches identified and signed the Tulane transfer Darian Mensah from the transfer portal in the offseason, and that has proven to be a stroke of genius, as Mensah is number 2 nationally with 321 passing yards per game, and he's thrown 21 touchdown passes against only 2 interceptions. Among the other standouts for the Devils this season, right tackle Brian Parker II, wide receiver Cooper Barkate, a Harvard transfer, the true freshman running back we've mentioned, Nate Shepard, senior defensive end Vincent Anthony Jr., and senior cornerback Chandler Rivers, a recent guest on the David Glenn Show. Shout out to first-year full-time East Carolina head coach Blake Harrell and his Pirates. Harrell and defensive coordinator Josh Aldridge have built one of the best defenses in the American Conference, and as a result, all 5 of ECU's victories so far this season, most recently a 45-14 triumph at Temple, have come by very convincing margins. The Pirates are only halfway through their league schedule, but they are 3-1 in conference play. They'll be favored in at least 3 of their final 4 games, and their biggest remaining challenge against nationally ranked Memphis will come at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium in Greenville on November 15th. The program's first appearance in the American Conference Championship game is definitely not out of the question at this point. Among the standouts for the Pirates this season have been the QB Caton Hauser, wide receiver Anthony Smith, wide receiver Yannick Smith, defensive end J.D. Lampley, linebacker Raheem Craig, linebacker Samuel Donka, and safety Jamarly Riddle.
For our veterans, the end of their service is just the beginning. It may come with new careers and new chaos. There might be late nights, school drops, and even haircuts. That's where we come in, providing more than $1 million a year in career-building scholarship funds and discounts on every haircut for our veterans. Just trying to do our parts to make their lives a little easier. Sport Clips Haircuts, supporting veterans everywhere.
Shout out to fifth-year Western Carolina head coach Kerwin Bell and the Catamounts. This is a program that has been a member of the Southern Conference for those 50 years now, but has never won that league's football championship and has made the FCS playoffs only one time. Both of those goals are within reach as we speak, as the Catamounts, a perfect 5-0 in SoCon play so far this season, compete this Saturday in one of the biggest games they have played in a long time, hosting number 10 Mercer, the only other team that is undefeated in SoCon competition this season. That game is at Whitmire Stadium in Cullowhee, and we do hope to see you there as part of our Old North State tailgate and traveling sports circus. The Catamount superstar is that redshirt sophomore Teron Dickens, a dual-threat quarterback who's leading the FCS ranks with 367 passing yards per game with 26 TD passes against only one interception. Dickens missed Western's first 3 games this season, all losses for the Catamounts, but he is 6-0 in his 6 straight starts, during which the Catamounts have averaged 41 points per game. Shout out to 4th-year Johnson C. Smith head coach Maurice Flowers and his Golden Bulls. This team got a huge win last week, 17-14 at Fayetteville State, with senior quarterback Kelvin Durham leading the Bulls on a late touchdown drive to earn a comeback victory with lots of big things at stake, including a trip to the CIAA championship game. If J.C. Smith beats Livingstone in Charlotte this Saturday afternoon, the Golden Bulls will punch their ticket to the CIAA title game at Durham County Stadium here in Durham, North Carolina on November 15th. Their opponent would be nationally ranked Virginia Union, which has won 2 consecutive CIAA crowns and is favored to win its 3rd in a row. The Golden Bulls have not won that league title since 1969. Whether or not this team reaches that lofty goal, Coach Flowers deserves a ton of credit for turning the Johnson C. Smith program around in a huge way and posting his 3rd consecutive successful season in the city of Charlotte. Last but not least, shout out to 3rd-year UNC Pembroke head coach Mark Hall and the Braves. Like the other coaches in this week's shout-outs, he has his team firmly in contention for a conference championship, but in his case, that trophy is only 1 victory away. Division II programs, remember, finish their regular seasons in the first half of November typically, and UNC Pembroke already has finished its regular season schedule with an impressive 8-2 record in their case. Next up for the Braves is the Conference Carolinas Championship game on November 15th, so a week from this coming Saturday. And it's at North Greenville. The Trailblazers of North Greenville were only 5-4 overall in the regular season, but they went a perfect 5-0 in league play, including a 20-7 head-to-head win over UNC Pembroke back in mid-October. The rematch comes in what they call the Conference Carolinas Bowl, with the winner earning an automatic bid to the Division II playoffs to go along with the conference championship. UNC Pembroke led its league in both scoring offense and scoring defense this season at 33 and 16 points per game, respectively. Among their star players is sophomore Trey Robinson, a dual-threat quarterback who previously starred at Chambers High School in Charlotte. I am David Glenn, and those are my fun facts and shout-outs as we head into college football's Week 11 right here on the North Carolina Sports Network.
This has been Bold North State Football Daily. an exclusive presentation of the North Carolina Sports Network. Make sure you follow us on social media at the NC Sports Net, and check out our website that is wall-to-wall coverage of North Carolina sports at ncsportsnetwork.com. Our foundational partner is the North Carolina Pork Council, raising the bacon, raising the bar. Telling the stories of the bold North State, this is the North Carolina Sports Network.